Welcome, welcome, welcome to Trading Crypto this week. We are brought to you by Wix. And if you want free trading signals, head to Getting Started in Crypto and fill out our forms, sign up to them, and you get free signals. So welcome. It's been another kind of boring week in crypto. We hope that changes soon. It looks like we've got the last of this downtrend before we get a bit more uptrend, and then we've got some more downtrend. So it's kind of up, down, up, down, up, down at the moment, and that's making people just sort of hibernate. We're seeing people sort of disappearing from crypto at the moment. So hopefully that changes and we get some volume happening. We're waiting to see if we get cut and not a hold on rates at the end of this month. And that's kind of what we're waiting for. Some volume to come into the market. Something. We'd like a tether print. I haven't seen one of those forever. So a bit of a tether print would be nice. But let's get into this and have a look what Bitcoin is doing and what the market as a whole is doing. So, haven't got a chart up. Let me add it. Oh, this is what I should have been talking about and showing you. So head to Getting Started in Crypto, click on the free scalp signals, and then you can follow the instructions. Get started now, and you will be off with free signals. So yeah, let's jump into Bitcoin. We've had a bit of a pullback today. Now, this is a 3-day chart because I want to show you guys something. We've got a really nice doji candle here. That normally shows a bit of a reversal. We've had that, but we're sitting here and we've got this 21 and this 9 EMA, and they're about to cross on the 3-day. That is super bullish. So we've got 200 support down here on the 3-day. We do have a little bit of sell pressure entering on the MACD, but we've still got this 100 MA untested above. And, you know, as long as this 200 MA holds, which is sitting at about, let me get some glasses so I can see the tiny little numbers, sitting at about 91,100, depending on which exchange you're on. That should hold, and then we should flip and head to the top of this channel. So this top of this channel sits at about 100 to 101. Now, channels predominantly are not the top when they don't match up with a fib level. Our fib levels are sitting at that pivot, that next pivot that I keep talking about, at 106 to 108. That's my target. Still my target. I think we're going to touch this region and head through. If we jump up to the weekly, we've got 100 MA support and we're sitting on the 9 EMA at the moment. But this MACD is looking really interesting here and looking like it's just about to move. So we get across there on the weekly. That's a really strong sign. It's a really strong bullish sign. Now, go back to the daily. We're still coming back down to this channel support. Channel support is a little bit lower if it goes down there. There's a pivot sitting there at 89,353. That's not outside of the realm of possibilities here. I do think we're going to hold that little bit higher, but that's a potential. So just keep that in the back of your mind. 89, sort of 350-ish could happen. So we've had hidden bearish divergence for a little bit, and we've got a bit of sell pressure, as we can see with this decline today. So that's kind of happening for BTC. We're still trading within this channel. It's not looking completely ugly. When we have a look in the daily, this 200 MA, we've touched the 100, which is a really strong sign. We're currently holding the 21 EMA. So, and that 200 MA is sitting at that next pivot, which makes me think we're still going there. We're still going to be touching that pivot. So that's a strong possibility. So we're just trading, range trading at the moment. it could be a strong accumulation zone, and then we head up to that region. So that's like, as I keep saying, probably that head and shoulders region where we've got one shoulder here, we've got the head here, coming back down, forming that shoulder. And then we can go down as low as that 74. Breaking the previous high at that 69 range is not going to happen, in my opinion. That happens and we're going much, much lower. So I don't think that will be happening at this point. So we have got a strong support at 81, but that major pivot does sit around that 74 mark, and that's kind of where we're trading. I still think we're trading up for now, though. Even though we're having a small pullback, I still think we're heading to that 106, 100 and sort of 8K mark. Breaking through that region, we're heading for a new all-time high. If we break that pivot zone, we're going to that 786, which is at 129 to 130K. So they're kind of our ranges at the moment. And I do hear people going, oh, so we're going up or we're going down. It's like, no, at the moment we're in a minor correction, and then I think we're going up. So that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. Reason being, when we jump into the USDT dominance chart, we are still seeing this trending between the two pivots that I gave you last week and the previous week. So 6.209 and 5.735. Now, we don't want it to break that 6.209. I do believe we're coming back down. We're going to test the 200 at this point and then continue down in that wave. So that's the ideal scenario. We continue down to those lower regions. That does put BTC at a higher region. So going up to that probably 106, 108, and then potentially breaking through those regions. So that's kind of where we're sitting at the moment. We're just in between the pivots. DXY is sideways as well. It's just playing out underneath that 134 pivot. We just want that to die, because if the DXY dies, seesaw effect means BTC goes up, and that's what we want. BTC dominance has bounced on the channel support. It's going sideways. It's not doing much. It's not giving us a lot of indication which way it's going. We're just holding. We're consolidating. And that's essentially what is happening across the market. We're seeing alts just bounce off their sort of really, really oversold regions and doing, you know, a little bit at the moment, but not a huge amount. So some have actually done some really nice moves. Total crypto market cap is sitting at the median line on the channel that it has formed. This does look a bit bearish. So, you know, we've probably got one more wave up to about 3.4 trillion and then likely coming back down. So that is in line with that 106 sort of to 108 with BTC. Sound like a broken record here every week, because not much is happening, because we're just waiting for, you know, results from FOMC. We're waiting to see, you know, employment. We're waiting to see CPI. We're waiting to see all of that. And that's going to factor in as to whether we get rates cuts or not. For Ethereum, we can see that we're sideways forever as well. This is the daily, and we're just pretty much filling out. Now, this is getting a little bit more congested with the indicators. So that does mean potentially we've got a 200 MA retest, which is sitting at 3,600. I would say that's the next point for Ethereum. We've got a support at the 50 MA SMA at to 3,100-ish. So that's kind of potential for that one. We have got a little bit of sell pressure coming in across the market. It's not huge at this point. That could change, but it doesn't look likely. It just looks like we're playing out the consolidation patterns at the moment. And that is shown on this very slow ETH BTC chart. Again, just crawling along the channel support. Probably coming down for another touch has support of the 100 MA, very, very congested. You can see when we go into accumulation zones, we get very, very congested in the indicators, and that's kind of showing across the board on a lot of these indicators. We have got bullish divergence on a lot of these lower time frame charts, which means we're probably seeing a bounce after this pullback sideways, not massive at the moment. So we're just waiting on that FOMC data to come in. We're waiting on that Greenland stuff to settle down. We're waiting. So that's kind of where we're sitting at the moment. So not huge amounts happening. So yeah, not much really to say. I've got a few charts that I've looked at previously on the show last week that I've still got up just to show you, keep you up to date with what's happening with these charts, how I look for pivots, how that sort of works. And that way you can sort of get to understand how I work with charts. So before we get to there, now you guys would probably know Lisabot.trade. She's been on X for a long time, and she's running, this is her event that she's helping create. So this is XRP Australia. It's happening on the 27th of Feb. Now you can get tickets at the moment. So XRP Sydney, it's going to be at Crown in Sydney. And they've got some pretty big people attending. So they've got Brad Garlinghouse himself, lots of XRP people are going to be there. So if you are like loving XRP, are one of their biggest fans, please make sure you get a ticket, because all the heads of XRP are going to be there, and Sadaf herself is going to be there. So make sure you get there. So if you want tickets, I'll put a link under this once we're finished the stream, and you can grab a ticket to go to this if you are in and around Sydney at the end of February. So let's have a look at, we had a bit of a pullback across the board on alts today. So last week I said XRP was likely in a ABC. There we go. Haven't touched it. Has hit the median line on that ABC. So we've had quite a nice bounce there. It's back above or just below the 200 MA. Might sort of have one more wave, but most of these on the 4 hour are saying that there's a potential small bounce coming across the board for a lot of alts. So just to get rid of those oversold lower time frames. So we can see on the RSI, we're quite low. We've got bearish divergence happening on my divergence indicator. So stock RSI hasn't turned up yet, but it is looking quite good. BSV was one that we looked at last week as well. We had an ABC. We've held that pivot at 18.5. So that is looking good. We've continued sideways. Now, I do believe that CentB for BSV have said they are closing down. So head to the App Store. You can download Femex, have BSV on their exchange, so you can hold it there if you want to be on an exchange, or you can head to the App Store on your phone and download Handcash and move across to there. So there will be support for CentB users. So there we go. My mum was telling me that today, so I thought I'd share it with all the BSV people that don't know. So Solana. And yeah, my mom tells me lots about BSV. So for all of you that don't know, she knows quite a bit about crypto. So Solana has had a pullback to the 618. That's a nice strong pullback. We want it to break through this resistance. So far, it's had quite a few retests. So this was the fourth one. That's the make or break. It's had a nice pullback, has bounced on that 618. So we want it to continue to hold there. If not, it's going down a little bit lower. But at the moment, this is looking good. So 786, if it does break down, is sitting at 125. and that would be a really strong place to buy. But right now, 4-hour chart has support of the 200 MA. I'm just going to bring this up to a daily. Daily, oops, I don't want that there. Daily saw a rejection at the 100 MA. So that's always, it's not a bad sign. We normally do get a rejection at those indicators. So it's a test of strength. Then we want to hold those pullback levels and then retest and go up to 172. So I think we might go back down to about 125 at the 786 on this one after a small internal bounce here. I don't think it's a reversal just yet. SWE was another one that did some nice things this week, had a nice move, has come back down. So this is a 2-hour chart. Now we've almost hit this support. I think we've just going to have a small bounce, not like probably come up, touch this pivot, come back down, touch that support, and then that is when we want to be breaking through that pivot. So we've probably got a small bounce across the board, and then we're coming back down, and then we're heading back up. So it's going to be a bit of volatility this week. Heading in to the end of this month, we're about 10 days out from the FOMC. So it does start to get a little bit of volatility happening across the market. The next one that we had from last week was ADA, saved by the bounce here. It's just missed our stop loss at getting started in crypto, which is always nice. We like that. And should hold this region. Same with all of those. We've had a bounce. This one went back down to the 786 on that pullback. So that is, it went down to the 86. So that usually says correction's over, and it should fill out that sideways momentum in this region here before heading up. Now we've got a signal on that, so we've got about 50% target at 0.55 for those that are watching and wanted to enter. So yeah, just a super quick one today. And now I am going to be in Europe for WEX in February. So I will let you know where and when I will be at their events, and you can come say hi if you are in those areas. So I'm super excited about going. So yeah, it's and hopefully we pick up this over the next couple of weeks and we get a little bit of volatility happening. But if we do get that tether print coming up towards the FOMC, make sure you jump in and buy. So I've got a feeling we're going to be getting one soon. So yeah, super quick one today because there's not a lot happening as yet. Hopefully that does change, but I'll let you know. Small bounces, lots of volatility coming. So just keep those stop losses in place and make sure you're active in taking profits in this region. So because it is quite a tricky region to be trading when it's just chopping everyone up. So or take a holiday and come back when we've got some clear moves. If you are not inside getting started in crypto and you are doing this yourself, there's a high chance that you're getting chopped up. So just be super cautious with those, with over trading, revenge trading, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I will catch you all on X, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, probably a few others, and of course inside getting started in crypto. And I'll see you all next week for trading crypto this week. Thanks for watching.